Hello there. I am Tigster2005 of the Prequelgang, and welcome to another episode of Tigster Talks, the show where I talk about stuff by myself. So, last night I watched Captain America: Civil War. This is the first MCU movie of the third phase, which is as of right now the latest phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I have some things to say about it, but before I do, obviously spoilers. So go watch all of this stuff before you watch this video because there will be spoilers, and yeah, do that. So, Captain America: Civil War. The plot of this movie is that Captain America, he's like, well, okay, first of all, like, Shield, well, not Shield. Where is it? Shield. Uh, basically I think it might have been the United Nations. They wanted to, like, take control of the Avengers team and like basically they wanted to just have full control over everything that they do because they have caused a lot of destruction, and they want to suppress that. And Iron Man and Captain America are on opposite sides of this. Tony Stark is like, yeah, we need to go along with that. That'll be good for everyone, um, because from his experience, it's like in like Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, it's like if they don't have any restraint, then people will see what they have and they'll try to replicate it, which is what happened in Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. But Captain America, Steve Rogers, he does not agree with this. He does not want to be controlled by a big organization because it can become corrupt, just as Shield had become corrupt when it had been taken over by Hydra in Captain America: Winter Soldier. So like they both have a point, and that like they it turns into an argument. Now, the first half of this movie, this is still a Captain America movie. Like, as much as people seem to like to think that this is like an Avengers movie, it's still first and foremost a Captain America movie. And in the first half of the movie, it's like Captain America, Black Widow, and the Falcon basically just doing some fight scenes, uh, and they're trying to find Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier dude from Captain America 2. And the first half of the movie, they haven't learned about the shaky cam situation. Uh, it's like, why are they still shaking the camera? I thought we all, well, maybe, well, no, Captain America Winter Soldier, that's like actually a popular movie, so maybe no one agreed on this, but like the shaky cam in that movie was really bad, so why would you bring it back for this movie? And like, honestly, it's not even just the shaky cam, it's that it's shaky cam combined with the fact that they're like switching between different angles like every 2 seconds, which that just makes a lot of the action scenes in the beginning of the movie just really like not very like not pleasant to watch. So, okay, but that's like the first half of the first half of this movie is like, it's important. I was definitely like into it. Well, not like into it, but I was definitely paying attention when they were doing like a lot of these character development type of things, or like when there's plot exposition, basically. Um, like when Steve and Tony were arguing about like what they needed to do, like should they sign it, should they not sign it, what's going on, what's gonna happen, like that kind of stuff. That was like good, okay. But then like the action stuff that could have been good, that like in theory it was like good, it was well set up, like the plot around it was like good, that should have been, that should have worked. But the camera work, it, no, just no. uh but yeah, a lot of stuff happens where Bucky is getting was like uh exploded a building, and we like a new character's introduced, and like that new character's father got killed in the explosion. Uh, Basically, that new character, I forgot what his real name is, but it's Black Panther. So that's a movie that's coming up. But yeah, Black Panther is introduced in this movie. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, so Bucky does some things, but it turns out that indeed uh, he was being controlled by, um, like he had something, like put into him that like, causes him to like follow, like the orders of like, Hydra, when when they like, say certain, like when they tell him to do stuff. Like, there's this one character in this movie. I don't remember what his name is. I know I'm really bad at remembering names, guys. If you can if you can't tell, I cannot seem to remember anyone's name. Um, but I digress. So this one guy, he's like, seems to be working for the like government, the like the people um who were trying to like stop Steve and Falcon from doing stuff that they were doing, because they were causing some trouble. But like they that character, he was like trying to ask Bucky some questions, and like the thing there was that he needed like, a mission report of like, December 16th, 1991, something like that. Just to like, know what happened on that day. Um, and and like during that like interrogation scene, like he started saying some things in Russian, and that just like, and that kind of triggered, like, Bucky's like Winter Soldier mode type of thing. So now he followed that guy's orders, and then he started fighting with Captain America and that all that. So that happened, right? Uh, but then like after the fight scene, uh, like Bucky actually like he um he kind of, what's sort of, he's no longer being controlled. He's actually like not the Winter Soldier anymore. He's actually like, Bucky Barnes, freaking, Captain, not Steve Rogers' friend, who he knew since childhood. So that guy's back, right? He's back, and so that's like good. Steve is like, yes, that's perfect. Uh, but like everyone else, they're still under the impression that like it was all Bucky's fault that all of this happened, because technically speaking, he was the one who like, killed all these people as like the Winter Soldier. Uh, but but really he was like being controlled, and apparently there were like some other people who were also, like he wasn't the only Winter Soldier. There were some other ones too. So there was all of that. That's like interesting plot details. Okay, so that's like the first half of this movie. It's like, it's all right. Like it has some good plot elements to it, but I feel like, one some things that weaken it are, well, first of all, shaky cam and frequent camera switching. That stuff, that's obvious, but also it's the fact that like Bucky himself, he just didn't get a lot of character development in Captain America: The First Avenger when it really mattered. Like he was a forgettable character. I forgot that he existed until I watched Captain America: Winter Soldier. But now it's like, okay, I see that these two were friends based on what happens here, but I never really got to see much of that, when I actually was supposed to. I mean, I'm sure there was like some parts of Captain America: The First Avenger that I am forgetting, but like there should have been more of that, because that ended up being super important, and not like a lot of the other stuff that happened in, Captain America: The First Avenger. So there's that. But the real thing that was like setting up the good half of this movie, like the second half of this movie is like really good, but like what was setting up all of that is the arguments between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, because they were having completely opposite uh, viewpoints on what needed to be done. Tony was thought that they needed to do what the government was telling them to do, and basically capture Bucky, because from their point of view, um, Bucky Barnes, he did a lot of things wrong, and well, he killed a lot of people, caused a lot of destruction, and he needs to be like arrested for that. But Steve Rogers slash Captain America, I'm using those two names interchangeably for some reason. He was like seeing the bigger picture. He was seeing the bigger picture that no, it wasn't Bucky's fault that all of this happened. He was used like as a like he was used as the weapon, but like he wasn't in control of the whole thing, right? So that all leads up to each side getting a whole bunch of team, like they both got a team behind them, right? So like a lot of the Avengers characters are there. Um, Ant-Man is also there. I believe he was on Captain America's side, and Vision and Wanda from Age of Ultron. They also show up, and they're both, and if I recall correctly, Vision was on Tony's side, and Wanda was on Captain America's side, and Hawkeye is there, and um, unfortunately Thor is not there because I don't know, he was off doing something. No one knew where he was. Same thing with Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. So they're not in the movie. I feel like the movie would have been better if they were, but that's fine. So then that leads up to this fight scene, which was really good. Like this fight scene was actually really well done. I know, right? It's like an actually good fight scene in a Captain America movie. So this is like the point in the movie where they actually stopped shaking the camera. It's like they saw the first half of the movie, and during the production they were like, no, you know what? We need to stop doing this. We need to make sure that this movie is actually good in the end. So we're gonna ease up on the shaky cam. We're actually gonna add in some funny moments, and we're also going to introduce Spider-Man. Because yes, this is also the movie where Spider-Man is introduced to the MCU. Basically, Tony Stark goes to New York, where Peter Parker lives, and basically he recruits him for this mission, and that whole thing where basically they're all fighting, and then there's this high school student just here, and he was just like, whoa, all this is I'm such a big fan, but this like stuff is happening. I thought that was a fun part of the movie, and then also the part where Ant-Man is like huge, and then Peter was like, "Hey, anyone know that old movie, The Empire Strikes Back?" And then at first I was like, huh, okay, Star Wars reference, cool, that's pretty cool. And then it was like, uh, and then I saw what he was doing, and I was like, oh wow, wow, this is actually really cool. He's like wrapping around the guy's legs, just like they did in Empire Strikes Back. That's amazing. I'm surprised that they actually did this. Now, of course, there would be copyright issues, except for the fact that but that Star Wars is owned by Disney and Marvel is owned by Disney, so it all works out in the end, right? This was 2016. The Force Awakens had already been released, and Rogue One was already on its way, so yeah, there's that. Um, so that was like a really good fight scene. Like all of that happened. This is like the point in the movie when this is actually like a Captain America movie that is actually like really good. Uh, it's just a shame that the first half wasn't as good. It was important. I'll give it that. It was important to the plot, But then again, Winter Soldier was important to the plot, and that movie, I did not like that movie. So yeah, there's that. I mean, no, it wasn't as bad as Winter Soldier. Like it was actually like I was still paying attention throughout the whole thing. Whereas in Winter Soldier, I was just like at towards the end, I was just like, nope, I'm just bored now. And I wasn't really taking in as much information as I was during the first half of Civil War. But again, the second half of Civil War, great, amazing. Uh, Seeing all of them fighting, it's there's just something about it that's like it's fun to watch. Like all of them using their powers to like have this big battle, and Captain America and Bucky like getting away, and Iron Man chasing them, and Rhodey got shot down, and then Iron Man followed them. Well, at first he viewed some like files and stuff that showed that maybe Steve was right, which I think he probably was, because honestly, again, this is still a Captain America movie. This is not an Avengers movie. This is still primarily a movie about Captain America, which, that's fine. But I feel like, if they focused more on the Avengers side of the story than the Captain America side of the story, then the movie would have been a lot better. But I feel like I guess that's just not the story they wanted to tell. That's fine. The movie is still pretty good. And then like the part uh where Bucky and Steve were fighting Tony, uh because because like Tony saw the footage of Bucky killing his parents, and Steve was trying to explain what was going on, but Tony was just having none of that, and he was like, "Okay, no, uh, Bucky killed his parents. He needs to die." So they fight, and Captain America and Bucky they end up winning, and they get away, and like their whole team is like locked up in jail cells because technically they were committing a crime, I guess. Uh, but like Captain America, he gets away, and Bucky decides that yes, no, we need, uh, because like they can't seem to get the stuff out of his system that's like causing him uh, to like to allow him to be controlled by like Hydra. Like they needed to put him underground. I'm recording a video. Can you cut this out?
I how how was I supposed to cut that out when you literally didn't even like pause in between talking? Uh, How? You didn't even breathe, dude.
Um, and that's when the movie ends. That's like when the movie ends. So I'm a little bit conflicted on this movie. On the one hand, it's the first half was kind of boring, but on the other hand, the second half was great. So in the end, it's a good movie. It's not. Um, I feel like if this was like split into two movies, I'd be like, okay, the first part of this movie not good but important. Second half of this movie, great, amazing, really good. But as it is, it's all right. It's good. It's a good movie. It's just like thoroughly split right down the middle. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe, hit the bell, turn on notifications, follow us on Instagram and Twitch, and join our Discord server. And keep having the high ground, guys. Bye.